And then come to that in your write-up. Okay, that means there we have some characteristics. That is, epic is of two kinds. One, primary epic, and then secondary epic. Primary epic, that is the oral tradition. Oral tradition, that means the primary epic that was collected by the composers from the oral tradition. That means Iliad, Odyssey, Aeneid. There is a writer, that is Homer and Virgil, but it is claimed, many scholars claim that these are collected from the oral bards. Oral bards means চারণ কবি। এই চারণ কবিরা বিভিন্ন সময় বিভিন্নভাবে এই কবিতাগুলো কম্পোজ করে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় বলতো। কোনো একটা ন্যাশনাল ইনসিডেন্ট হচ্ছে, in that national incidents they had been reciting this poem. Sometimes in Athens, this oral tradition was collected and formed as an epic poem. So, primary epic is not written. Okay? Primary is not written. Primary epic is the oral epic. What will be the secondary epic? Secondary epic will be the written one. So what is the examples? That is Milton's Paradise Lost, Spenser Faery Queen. These are the secondary epic. But the characteristics I have said, that is, it would be an invocation to muse, it would be God, involvement of God and goddesses, it will be the other characteristics that will be same for both primary epic and okay. The second, that what category I have said? Second one, epic. It would be primary and secondary. After that, invocation to muse at the very beginning of every epic, either primary or secondary. Epic poet will seek help from the Greek god of or goddesses of poetry. That is called invocation to muse, and that is important. That is an important characteristic of epic poem. In every epic, you will have these characteristics. That is invocation to muse. Last one. Next one. Yes, actually, epic is a long-narrative poem, and it would be an adventure and fighting between two groups. Okay. In Greek and the modern epic, everywhere, the god and goddesses, gods and goddesses will be taking part of a hero from one side or maybe on the other side. So in another words, in the epic hero, we can call it that it is the fighting between Achilles and Hector. At the same time, it is the fighting between Athena and Hera, Aphrodite and Hera. That means gods and goddesses take part indirectly in their fighting. Okay, and that is in every forms. Okay, so involvement of god and goddesses will be there. Next one, catalog of ships. In the Iliad, you will see catalog of ships. In the Iliad, you will see the book 2. You will see that Helen was kidnapped, and Menelaus, Helen's husband, wanted to attack Troy to get Helen back. Okay, and for this reason, Menelaus declared that other countries will accompany in this fighting. Which fighting? That means they are going to attack Troy and get their wife, that means Menelaus' wife, back in Greek. Okay. In that case, many country soldiers, they attended and took part in that fighting or adventures. And who are the leaders? Odysseus was one of them. Ajax was one of them. So Ajax came with a group of soldiers. Odysseus came with a group of soldiers. So in book 2, all things were described one by one. Who is Odysseus? What is his importance? What is the special incidents attributed to Ajax, Nestor, Odysseus and other hero involved in that epic poem. Okay, so catalog of ships is the chronological description of the fighters or the soldiers attended in that adventures of that epic poem. Okay, but very initially they will be describing. In case of Iliad, naturally 40 ships attended. And who are those 40 ships? That would be written and described one after another. That is called catalog of ships. And such kind of techniques will always be common in other epic. In case of Iliad, you will have such kind of description. That is the chronological. That is a chronological description. In case of Iliad, you will see the chronological description of some hero or heroines. In case of Paradise Lost, in case of Fairy Queen, you will see here catalog of ships, because this is the primary. And this following these two or three primary epics, Iliad, Odyssey, Aeneid, Virgils, Aeneid. So following these two epics, next epic writers, that means Milton, Spencer, they followed this tradition. Which tradition? That means this epic writing tradition. And there, for this reason, in case of Milton's Paradise Lost, you might have seen the description of several angels. Milton's Paradise Lost এ আমরা দেখব যে অনেকগুলো অ্যাঞ্জেলসের বর্ণনা, কিন্তু ইলিয়াডে সেটা কি ছিল? অনেকগুলো জাহাজের বর্ণনা। এজন্য যেহেতু ইলিয়াড হচ্ছে অনেক আগে লেখা হয়েছে, আর যেহেতু ওল্ড এপিক পয়েম, এটাকে ফলো করেই মিল্টন প্যারাডাইস লস্ট লিখেছেন। কিন্তু এখানে শিপ নেই, কিন্তু টাইটেলটা কি আছে? সেটা হলো ক্যাটালগ অফ শিপস। এখানে ইলিয়াডে ক্যাটালগ অফ শিপ আছে, আর এখানে মিল্টনস প্যারাডাইস লস্টে আছে ক্যাটালগ অফ সেভারাল অ্যাঞ্জেলস। Okay, in Spencer's Fairy Queen, you will see the involvement of several other incidents in the same way. So, catalog of ships is the chronological description or narration of the fighters or the characters involved in the epic. That's the catalog. Next one. Epic simile. Epic simile, you know, simile is the outward comparison between two things. That means this wall is as white as Veron. বগের মতো সাদা, তাই কি? আচ্ছা, এটা বগের মতো সাদা। So this is as white as বগের মতো সাদা. So this is simile. That simile is a one-line simile. One line, and that would be explained with using as. Okay, as white, as black as night. Okay, that is the outward comparison between two things. Okay, but in internal, he is the Shere Bangla of Bangladesh. Shere Bangla, that means Shere Bangla, Banglar Bag. Bagher moto dekhte na. Eta holo metaphor. Okay, so simile is the outward comparison between two things. তাহলে epic simile কি? Epic simile will be done the outward comparison, but it would be extended, not would be one line. Sometimes an epic simile might be 2 or 3 pages. 2 or 3 pages. Whenever Hector was killed by Achilles, and Hector was killed by Achilles, and then Achilles tied Hector's leg with his chariot, and he started to pull Hector's body surrounding Troy, and it started getting the dust. ধুলা উঠতে শুরু করেছিল, এমন ধুলা ওড়া শুরু হয়েছিল যেমন মনে হলো যে পুরো এলাকা মেঘাচ্ছন্ন হলে যে এরকম হয়। এই হেক্টরের কে যে টেনে নিয়ে যাচ্ছিল কে? অ্যাকিলিস, তার মৃত বডিকে। তারপরে সেই জায়গা থেকে হচ্ছে সে ধুলো। তো এই যে কম্প্যারিজনটা, যে হেক্টরের মৃত বডিকে টেনে নেওয়ার জন্য যে ধুলো মেঘের মতো হয়ে গেল, এই যে এই কম্প্যারিজনটা তুলনা করেছে এপিক পয়েট কয় পেজ দিয়ে, 1 পেজ অথবা 2 পেজ। দ্যাট মিনস এপিক সিমিলি ইজ অলসো আ লং এক্সটেন্ডেড সিমিলি, বাট দ্য কোর পয়েন্ট ইজ দ্যাট ইজ দ্য external comparison between two things. Okay, that is epic simile. and other things, that is epic hero. Okay, there of course there will be an epic hero of every epic. Epic hero will be divine or semi-divine characteristics, will be a divine and semi-divine characters, and epic hero will have some faults as well. Okay, so in case of Achilles was the son of Thetis, a goddess. Okay, and this man Achilles was immortal. How? Because at the time of Achilles' birth, Thetis put Achilles in the divine water. এখন এই স্বর্গীয় যে ডিভাইন পানিতে যে একিলিসকে ডুবাবে, এজন্য কিভাবে ডুবাবে? একিলিসের মা তার বাঁ পায়ের গোড়ালি ধরে পানির মধ্যে ডুবিয়েছে, কিন্তু যে অংশটুকু সে ধরেছিল সেই অংশটুকু তো ডুবেনি, বাকি অংশটুকু ডুবেছে। তার মানে কি, একিলিসের এই বাম পায়ের গোড়ালি বাদ দিয়ে অন্য যে কোনো জায়গায় তরবারি যে কোনো কিছু মারলে তার কোনো ক্ষতি হবে না। Okay, এর জন্য একটা ফ্রেজ আছে, there is an Achilles' heel, that is the weak point. So Achilles is a semi-divine character, but he is mortal. What is the difference between epic hero and a god or goddess? Gods and goddesses are immortal, but Achilles is mortal. Hector is mortal. Another thing is that epic hero will not be fighting for themselves. Epic heroes will be always fighting for the nation. And another thing, why they will be fighting for the nation? They want one thing, that is the heroic immortality. Heroic immortality. And Iliad was written that 400 to 800 BC, before the death of Jesus Christ. তার মানে আজকে হলো 2024, আর 24-এর সাথে যদি আরো 1200 বছর যোগ করা যায়, কত সালে? অনেক 3000 বছর আগে। সেই সময় ঘটনা হলো এই একিলিস। এখনো একিলিসের ঘটনা আমরা পড়ছি এই কারণে যে লিটারারি এটা হচ্ছে তার কন্ট্রিবিউশনের কারণে সবাই পড়ছে। সো epic hero will be semi-god or semi-divine quality. Epic hero will be mortal. Epic hero will not be fighting for himself. Epic hero will be fighting for nation. And also epic hero will be fighting for heroic immortality, not physical immortality. Epic hero will not be physically immortal. Epic hero will of course be mortal, but they want heroic immortality, that done by Achilles, Hector and other epic heroes of primary and secondary epic forms. So these are in short the introduction of an epic. Okay, in case of answering the viva voce and also answering the final questions, of course there will be two kinds of question. One is stylistic question and another will be the thematic question. In case of stylistic question, there might have some questions that what is the structure, what is the epic qualities are there in Iliad. So if the question is so, then you have to write this characteristic, that is involvement of god and goddess, invocation to muses, catalogue of ships, involvement of god and goddesses. Okay, another thing is left, that is underworld journey. In case of every epic you will see underworld journey. So this will be the characteristics, and in case of viva voce, of course this question will come to you, what is the definition of an epic. Okay, and you will get, if you say that epic is a long narrative poem, okay, then that will stop. But if you say that epic is a long narrative poem having adventures of some national importance or epic hero, if you want to put more information on that topic, then the viva board will make all of your viva within that epic poem, because so many things are there. Then they will be asking you what is the catalogue of a ship, what is the involvement of god and goddess and everything. Okay, so this is in brief the introductory speech of